throughout the day.
Yeah, but I also
Healthy for you.
I also pee all day.
Well, that's okay. It doesn't interfere with your job, does it?
I think I might have diabetes.
Why?
Because I'm peeing.
There's nothing to laugh about. I'm just saying.
I'm
Why do you
peeing
think?
constantly. But I also drink a ton of water. I think what it is that, I don't know, some days I have to pee more than others, but most days I drink like about the same amount of water. But some days I have to pee more than others. But anyway, I think it's just because I'm not drinking a lot of water with electrolytes in it. I think that's what it is. I think that makes you pee more if it's just like regular water.
So why don't you do the hydration then? The hydration like packs.
Well, I got some of the Gatorade electrolyte drink mixes,
Yeah.
but I don't, like the other day I was eating and I have my big jug of water next to me.
Always.
And then when I take a swig, I forget that it's flavored. So I'm like, what am I drinking? Like it surprises me. 'Cause I'm just used to
This isn't water.
Yeah, I'm just used to just drinking regular. I don't like flavored water.
Well, just drink regular water.
I know, but I need the electrolytes. That's why I've been looking for unflavored, like electrolyte powder, but like no store sells it. I'd have to buy some online, I guess.
Probably
But
need
they're
to
all
go to
flavored.
like GNC store or something.
They probably don't even have it.
Have you
It's
looked?
all flavored. Like it's just all. Nobody just wants unflavored. I just want the hydration. I don't need the flavor.
I think that's because people don't like water. They
Yeah,
don't.
people need like a flavoring to drink water. It's so crazy to me. It's so
To
crazy.
me too. It's ridiculous. I don't understand. Because I like water.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't like flavor.
I never like flavored water.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay, but sometimes you just need water. It seems like the flavor to me, maybe it's a psychological thing and maybe it's just in my head,
Yeah.
but it feels like I'm drinking like not soda, but like a punch or something. And I just want something to clear the palate.
Mm-hmm.
So I need water.
Well, no, typically wouldn't something that's more flavored clear your palate, right?
No, I need water to clear my palate. Some people drink something that's flavored to clear, but
Yeah,
to
isn't
me,
like
to
wine, like-
me, it doesn't. Well, if people are wine drinkers, maybe, but I've always,
I don't know.
anytime, yeah, I always figured you need water or something. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Do you like sparkling water?
I mean, yeah,
I
it's
hate
okay.
it. I hate it.
I mean,
I hate it.
no, wait a minute. Maybe I don't. I tried, what the heck is it?
Saratoga?
No, it's not Saratoga.
Perrier?
Yes.
The green bottle?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I thought I would, and I don't. The last time I drank it was whenever we were when we were living in Springfield.
Was it flavored or just regular?
It
like,
was regular. It was regular as sparkling
I just
water.
don't understand the appeal of it. It's like, it just tastes like a flat drink.
I
Because
just didn't get it.
carbonated water,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But
it
there's
is.
no. I guess most people probably get like a flavor or something. But why would you want to drink just plain sparkling water?
I couldn't get with it. I was just like, I never understood the draw because every time I saw somebody drinking it, I was like, ooh. I was like, I like bougie water.
Yeah.
I want bougie water, and Perrier is bougie water to me.
Yeah.
I was like, huh. Okay. And no, I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's not very good at all. So not to me, it doesn't fit my flavor profile.
It's so crazy to me that people
crazy.
dislike water so much that they need the feeling of drinking soda to drink it. They need
I know.
It's so like
They need carbonation.
be an adult.
For flavor.
Be an adult and just drink water.
I know.
It's just so crazy
I know.
to me.
I have talked to so many people that are just like, I cannot drink water. Because I always talk about recovery and when people get sober that they need to have that nutrition, eating healthy, making sure you have enough water, stuff like that is all a part of sobriety, right? It's all a part of living a healthy lifestyle. And you don't know how many times I have had people say that they hate drinking water. They hate drinking water. Like they can't stand it. Like they'll drink Gatorade and then they're like, it's zero sugar, but they will not drink water. It's
crazy.
amazing to me That is the one thing.
Yeah, it is crazy.
They would rather cut out fat than drink water.
Mm-hmm.
I've never I don't understand it.
It doesn't make
it's
sense.
just like, wow. I don't know. I've never had a problem with you drinking water ever since you were a baby. And usually babies, and I think it starts from like when you're giving infants water, because people would put sugar in a baby's bottle of water to get them, because they need something sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it starts from that young of age. For you, if I put sugar in your water, you wouldn't drink it when you were a baby. And when I gave you plain, cool tap water, you drank that.
Yeah.
And you would drink it down. I was like, oh, this baby don't need no sugar in his water. I was like, and you have been that way ever since. Like, I've never had a problem with you getting you to drink water.
Yeah.
You would drink water before you would drink juice or soda or anything.
Yeah. But it's funny, like a lot of parents probably did do that.
Yeah.
Put the sugar in it.
They do.
And it's like a lot of people obviously haven't grown out of it. Because they just like you just need sugar or something that tastes like sugar.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Ridiculous. I agree with you. Absolutely. Now I've gotten better with drinking water, but I put lemon in my water now.
Yeah, it's good to put stuff like that, or like cucumber, or
lemon,
that's good.
Cucumber.
Get some nutrients.
That's what I do. I don't put the cucumber in, but I do lemon.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it like that. And I don't have to add I don't add anything sweet. I've cut out a lot of sugar out of my diet. I've tried. Although Tristan did get on to me, because last night I do have my cravings. He got on to me last night because I did buy some ice cream. I bought some Bluebell ice cream.
Yeah.
And then I am going to eat a slice of Mom's cherry pie.
Oh,
and Mom's cherry pie is really good. I have to eat a slice. But I've been working really hard.
Yeah.
And it's not an excuse, but I'll eat probably like a small slice of cherry pie and like a scoop, maybe 2 scoops of that vanilla ice cream. And I probably won't even eat any more of that ice cream. Like, I really have to have a craving for that. It's not something I eat all the time.
Yeah, it's okay to have a treat once in a while.
I don't eat that. I don't eat that way.
As long as you're not eating it every night.
Oh gosh,
no.
I don't.
But it's okay to have a little treat.
Yeah, but it was, I was like, I have, and then Tristan's like, I thought you were on a diet, Mom. Oh my gosh, and I'm like, I'm not dieting. I'm just watching what I'm eating, and I'm changing my.
Yeah.
I'm not starving myself, and I've lost. I think I broke. I'm at 180, kind of depending. My weight's fluctuating like over this last few days. So like some of it's water weight, I think, but I'm like 180, 179. So I've broken. I've lost probably like around 9 or 10 pounds. So yes, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
That's between yoga and walking. And there's been some exercises that I've missed on my yoga program.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm going to get back to my energy exercise tonight. But yeah,
well, that's good.
Walking, riding my bike, and just changing how I'm cooking too.
Mm-hmm.
And not eating out as much. I have eaten out the last couple nights, but
yeah, she was.
Like the last couple of weeks.
Found her in the living room scarfing down a cheesesteak from Charlie's and cheese fries.
I did do that. Yes, and then I did. It was good though.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it was good.
But it's not like, and then I was like, oh, and that was Friday night. And then after I recognize after I eat like that, I'm so bloated. And I feel guilty.
You feel guilty? Good.
I do.
Good.
And so I'm like, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So it's also a mentality thing too. I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm. I think it's okay though to have it once in a while.
It's not.
The fact that you feel guilt about it afterwards is a reminder, like, as to why you're trying to eat healthier.
Yeah.
Too,
and then it doesn't taste as good as whenever I make the food that I make. Like whenever I make steak fajitas off of like the healthier recipe I have, it tastes so much better. And I don't feel bloated, and I don't feel bad after I eat it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt kind of bad Friday. It's all Tristan's fault because
it's not my fault.
because we went to the show.
Uh-huh.
Oh, welcome everybody to episode 51 of the Tay and Tristan Hour. We get to talking and we forget to always say that. So welcome everybody, episode 51.
Yay.
So we went to the show on Friday and Tristan was very nice to pay for my ticket and his grandmother's ticket.
That I did.
So thank you very much for that.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to see Sinners. I usually, he knows that I have to have something from the concession.
Did you get any?
I did. I got an icy. You know how long it's been since I've had an icy? I don't know if I've had an icy since I was a teenager.
Oh, come on. You've had one since
I'm
then.
47 years old, and I don't think I have had an icy since I was a teenager, seriously.
That's ridiculous. Not one. Of course you have.
I haven't had one since I was probably a teenager, like my late teens.
Wow.
I don't, seriously.
Well, maybe you're just.
It was good. It was good.
Maybe you're just not that big of an icy fan.
I used to like them when I was younger, but I was like, something just hit me. I was like, I have not had an icy in forever.
Yeah.
And so I got an icy and I got a small bag of Twizzlers.
A blueberry icy.
I'm still chewing on the Twizzlers from Friday.
Are you serious?
I am. I can't eat a whole bag of Twizzlers anymore. It's like crazy. It's like my whole body's changing. But yeah. So it's Tristan's fault why I kind of slid off.
Oh my God, that is not true. That didn't force you to get Charlie's before we went.
No, but I had to eat because I worked until like 7:00 on Friday, and then we were leaving at 8:30. So I didn't. Then I had to wait on my food to get here, so I had to scarf it down.
Yeah.
So and then I was like, man, I have to have something sweet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was craving it. So, but yeah, so I had an icy, and then I ate like a couple of Mom's nachos.
Yeah.
You know, and even then I couldn't finish that. I was like, I was done.
Yeah.
It was like junk food in my body. I was like, my body was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah. Makes you feel like junk.
It did make me feel like junk, and I've been tired ever since.
Really?
I have, seriously. It's not your fault. It's just my body has been tired.
Yeah.
Since then, because of what I've put into it. I've put junk into my body for the last 2 days.
Yeah, that's what happens.
But I did cook a good meal last night, and I used olive oil, so I'm trying to kind of get back into
olive oil. That's the big.
Well, it is. It's what I cook everything in, and you don't usually fry anything. But when I use it, I use olive oil.
Yeah.
When I cook anything or saute anything.
You should use beef tallow.
No. Well, maybe one day.
Yeah.
We'll see. But anyway, we went to see Sinners.
We did.
I will say that it was great. I don't even know what else I could say about the movie.
Yeah, I was super looking forward to seeing this for like the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably the most excited I've been to see a movie in years. And it definitely lived up to my expectations.
It lived up to the hype, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. It's probably the best movie I've seen definitely this year. I go to the movies a lot. It's definitely the best movie I've seen this year. Probably the last couple years.
Yeah.
Best movie, not just horror movie, like just best movie period that I've seen in a long time.
And I think it's great because, first of all, it's not a remake.
It's original story.
Original story.
And Ryan Coogler's first original film.
Yes.
Too.
Yeah. Yeah. It was great. And
at least I think it is. Because remember Fruitvale State? Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, well, yeah.
But was that an original story? Or I think
it was based off of real life.
Oh.
It was based off of it was a true story.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen the movie.
And it's interesting because he seems to really team up with Michael B. Jordan in a lot of his films.
Yeah, they're like Scorsese and De Niro almost at this point.
Yeah.
He's been in every single one of his movies.
Yeah. And Michael B. Jordan did a great job, I thought. Like just playing two different types of individuals, how he went from one to the other.
Yeah.
It just kind of, one personality type to the other.
Mm-hmm.
And he just, because he's playing two twins. He's playing a set of twins.
Yeah.
And then he's just, I loved him in this movie.
Yeah.
Besides him playing in Creed, this has just been, and then he did a great job in Fruitvale Station as well. But yeah,
it's definitely my favorite.
He did great.
It's definitely my favorite performance I've seen from him.
Yeah,
for sure.
He did great.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Incredible job.
It was awesome.
There was a lot of people saying that just because Michael B. Jordan was there. A lot of people were saying that maybe Jonathan Majors was supposed to be the other brother.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That would have been good too. I mean,
I don't.
I don't know. Jonathan Majors would have been good in
I'm
that
sure it would have
too.
been good, but I think the fact that they were twins is what
Yeah.
made it like really cool. The fact that they looked just alike.
Yeah, and the fact that the personalities were so different, like
Yeah.
the parallels between the two.
Mm-hmm.
You had one that was very serious, very. You didn't see him crack a smile, but he showed so much emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could still see how he loved his girlfriend or his wife, or I
Yeah.
never said if she was his wife or his girlfriend.
That she was his wife.
Wife, yeah. And then
Spoiler: we're gonna spoil the movie, just so you know.
if you haven't seen it by
Should
now.
have said that before.
If you haven't seen it by now.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, I mean it's just, and how much like he placed the flowers on the grave of their child that they lost, and yeah, I mean it was great.
Yeah.
It was just like he showed that character as hard as he was on the exterior, the fact that him as an actor could convey his the character's emotion, like you could still feel it even through like the hard exterior. That's what I got from the way he played that particular character.
Mm-hmm.
And he played Smoke. I think that was Smoke.
Yeah, that
right?
was Smoke.
That was Smoke, right? And
The
so
one in blue.
in
Was
blue,
Smoke.
yes. And then when his character Stack, he was more of the more kind of, I want to say loose cannon
No, but
of the two, but he was a little bit more out there, and he
more
was
outspoken.
more outspoken.
Yeah.
He was kind of like the crazy brother. Like he was the
Well,
one.
I don't know about the crazy brother. He was just.
He was out very much outspoken and would just. He was the one that would get people to come in. He was the one that was. He was the more outgoing of the two, but I thought like his personality was more. He was the wild one to me. That's how I would describe him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
He was more wild.
Yeah, more slick talking, more pimp like.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Even the way their outfits were, like his Stack's outfit was just more like. I saw something on or heard somebody talking about the movie, and you could see how their outfits are different because Smoke's at some point like he was like working with like the Irish gangsters or something in Chicago, so his outfit kind of
resembled that
more, and then Stack was more working with like the Italians and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So his was more like a little mobby, flashy kind of suit.
Yeah, you could tell that. Yeah, now that you mention it, yeah. And it was great. And then like I love the setting of the movie, the year that it started, and then it was just great. And if you pay attention at the beginning when the movie opens and there's the voiceover and they're explaining like the different history with the Indians and the Native Americans, and I missed a little bit of it, but it was just trying to kind of grasp what they were saying, but it sets up the story and what will happen. But yeah, it's actually, it was great. I mean, it was the only film to get 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know if any
Really?
Yeah. I got 100% rating.
But not the only one ever.
Well, no, but I mean, I don't know if ever, but
of recently,
yeah. I mean, think about it. Think about the movies that have come out recently. They have not been the greatest. I mean, there haven't been a lot of great movies that I have been dying to go to those movies to see.
Yeah, not a ton of great original stories.
No. There's really not. Even when we were watching the previews, I don't know if there was any I was like, ooh, I have to go see that. I don't know if there was one. Was there one during the previews that you really like wanted to go see? Like we're like, oh, we got to go see that this summer.
Not really. No, but I don't even remember most of them.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like there should have been something that was memorable. Like we got to go see that. Like I remember like in few years ago, like when we would watch the previews, we'd be like, oh, we have to go and see that in September, October. We had like a movie in mind, like we couldn't wait to go and see.
Yeah.
Like I don't get that feeling anymore, and so whenever this movie's come out, it's like just the hype around it when people were like, we have to go and see this film. And then I researched it and I was like, oh yeah. And then that's how I found out it had 100% rating on Rotten
I'll say
Tomatoes.
it's almost
Great.
like it's almost like a Black Panther moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember how big it was for Black people
Yeah.
when Black Panther came out?
It was huge.
Like, it was like an event.
It was.
And this is kind of similar to that, actually.
Well, I think the reason why is just because there's a lot of black filmmakers that don't get their due, I think, or don't get recognized
Mm-hmm.
and taken seriously as a lot of other film producers do.
Yeah.
You know, they're not elevated. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so when somebody like Ryan Coogler comes along, or Spike Lee, or somebody like that, it is to be celebrated. It should be. There should not be anybody that's like that shouldn't be proud of the work that they do, because they are extremely talented filmmakers. Like if Scorsese comes out with something, or Kevin Feige from, the Marvel universe comes out with something, it's like a huge deal and everybody celebrates it, and it's just that thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when Ryan Coogler or Spike Lee or another, or Tyler Perry or somebody comes out with something, it's minimized. It's not something that's magnified.
Yeah.
In Hollywood. And it should be just up there with any other Spielberg or Scorsese or any other white filmmaker. And I think so whenever, for Ryan Coogler, when he comes out with a movie, or Jordan Peele or anybody, it should be celebrated. Black people should be extremely proud of that.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't you be? Don't be ashamed to be proud.
Yeah.
That, we are represented.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was
in that
real
space,
and it was a real black story.
Yes.
Super culturally,
Yeah.
I don't know, relevant, I guess.
Absolutely.
Especially with a lot of the blues themes that were in there.
Mm-hmm.
One of the it's the scene that I'm talking about, or that I'm about to talk about in the juke joint, where Sammy, who's like kind of not really the main character, but he's kind of like the sort of the centerpiece of the story. And he starts playing the blues, playing a song in the club, and I don't even know how to describe the scene. It was so crazy. But basically what I took from that is, or a part of it, I think, is how blues music specifically influenced all music.
Yeah, absolutely.
But especially black music.
Yes.
Because, blues is black music.
Black culture.
Historically.
Yeah.
And it was just cool to see how, in this, I can't even describe the scene. Like, you would have to, it's almost like psychedelic. You'd have to see it for yourself.
It really is. And it's, it was such a great, that whole scene where they were talking about when he was playing, and the way that he was playing music and the way he was playing his guitar was like calling ancestors, past, present, and like the future, right? It was, and how it influenced that. And then like in the scene, it was like you had how blues music would influence present day music with the
and
DJs
also how
and everything,
how it showed the past with the African dancers and in their garb, and and just like when the other blues guy Delta Slim was talking about, like, we brought this from home.
Yes,
like, this has always been with us.
Always.
I thought that was super powerful.
Yeah, and Delroy Lindo in that movie was great. I love watching him.
He's really good.
He is so great in this film. But yeah, I mean, it was such a it was so great. And during that scene, and I told Tristan and Mom about this, so when we're in the movie theater and during that scene where it has all the music and the ancestors and everything is dancing, I look over on the aisle, the same aisle that we're in the very back aisle of the theater, And I look over, and there is this black girl over there bent over twerking in the movie theater. I was like, what? And I just happened, because I was just looking over, and she was bent over twerking.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so that's how they get down in St. Augustine, honey. Because I was like, wow,
she was feeling it. Yeah.
She was feeling that music.
Because there was a part in the scene where it evolves from blues to like funk, like rock
funk,
music,
like yes,
and
like,
then to like hip hop, like scratching records, and then modern hip hop, and there's these girls in the corner twerking. In the scene.
Yeah.
So
yes, it is an amazing montage. Like that scene is so powerful. I loved it. And then also another part of that, whenever that same scene in the film when he's playing and they're in the juke joint, and also kind of like the whole thing with Sammy and that character and the devil, it took me back to tones of Robert Johnson playing the blues.
Yeah.
Like that whole
well, that's really
really kind of felt like it originated a little bit from the story of Robert Johnson.
Well, it was. I mean, it was the same. Devil, it was the same place, the same time period.
Same time period. 1930s Mississippi.
Yeah, that was supposedly the year that he went to the crossroads and sold his soul to the devil,
so he could play.
Yeah. It was incredible.
It kind of, but that's what that's one of the parts that like popped in my head was Robert Johnson.
But that scene also was very resemblant. Is that the word I'm thinking of? I don't know words.
Depends on how you're. That's why I'm here to teach you.
It's sort of resembled. I don't know if you can see the painting up there. I'm not sure if you can.
Oh yes, I don't think you can if you haven't zoomed it out. But I have the painting of the Sugar Shack.
Yeah,
the painting of the Sugar Shack. Yes, I saw that. The painting of the Sugar Shack is very resemblant of the poster.
Yeah.
Of the film, The Sinners. Yes. Yeah.
But that scene was like
that scene also.
It was sort of like that. The Sugar Shack painting come to life.
Yes, the Ernie Barnes painting. Yes.
Yeah,
and I have that painting on my wall. If any of you've seen our past episodes, if you've seen a glimpse of it, that I do have the or any of our videos, I probably have a picture of it. But yes, the Sugar Shack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the original. The original's too expensive, of course.
Yeah, obviously.
But it's it's a print, yeah. So I love that. I love that painting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and it's also the poster that I think they put out for the film as well. It's one of the posters.
Really, I don't think I even saw that.
There's like a semblance of it. I think I saw it online, and it says Sinners, and then it's got everybody in the juke joint, dancing. Yeah, and it was taken from that. It was inspired by the Ernie Barnes, painting. It's great, like everything about that film.
Yeah, and I thought
it's so great.
I thought Haley Steinfeld's performance, the one that plays Mary, the white girl in the movie, was incredible. I thought her performance was really good too.
She did do well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at first I didn't know who she was, and Tristan's like, that's like Josh Allen's fiance,
his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're married. I don't know.
Yeah. So I was like, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So but yeah, she did great.
Yeah, she was
really good in that film.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, her accent was incredible.
Yeah.
The way she used curse words, like it was
just wonderful. Yeah. It was just a really good movie overall.
Mm-hmm.
I think even Mom enjoyed it, but I think she was I think that Mom is definitely going to get that movie when it comes out, so she will watch it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
She will.
For sure.
She liked it, and you knew every time somebody was turned because they had to keep asking for permission to come into the juke joint.
Yeah.
So that was like the whole thing. And Mom was like, why are they doing that? I was like, because don't you know anything about vampires? They cannot come in to your home or any place that you are unless they have permission.
I've seen a lot of people talking about that sort of being underlying commentary of white people sort of infiltrating things that are black or black culture, and the fact that might be happening because
that's interesting,
because they're being invited in. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of people take that away from that whole thing.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah.
It's an interesting point of view or perspective from people.
Mm-hmm.
I think anybody can take any perspective from that. That's what's so, I think, great about the arts, like film and music, is everybody has a different perspective based on their own values and ideas
Yeah.
and life experiences
Mm-hmm.
of what they see.
Yeah.
Because somebody else could see that, and then I could see something different
Mm-hmm.
based off of that scene or that film.
Yeah.
And yeah. I mean, a lot of people. There has been instances where it's just like whenever we were talking about the rodeo and cowboys and all of that, and how it's always been appropriated to be white culture, and that's but what was it before then?
Mm-hmm.
And white people that have cornrows, and and that's associated with African culture.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that were taken from Black culture, from African culture, that were that they said made civilized, and that's a distorted view.
Yeah.
It sends the message, I think, whenever things like that occur. There's a fine line between something being inspired by, or people being inspired by culture, and then people minimizing the importance of culture,
Mm-hmm.
people's culture, And I think a lot of African culture has just been like, well, it'll be better if it's this,
Mm-hmm. If it's gentrified.
If it's gentrified, thank you.
Yeah.
That is the word. Yes. And it's not. That's not okay. I think that's maybe why you may see a lot of Black neighborhoods that look maybe the way that they do, and they're like, why don't they do something about that? And maybe they don't want their neighborhoods gentrified. You know what I'm saying? They don't want a Starbucks on every corner, or because you're taking away history. There was a lot of those neighborhoods. It was a lively neighborhood.
Yeah.
It didn't always look that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think about a lot of the neighborhoods in St. Louis, or even here in Florida. You look at Moncrief and things like that. I don't think a lot of those neighborhoods looked like that before.
No, of course not.
They were thriving businesses there, and the homes were not. I mean, it was not always there. It's just, I think the history can be distorted about what really happened.
Yeah.
There used to be a Black Wall Street. And businesses, what happened? They were taken, they were burned to the ground because they did not want, Blacks to have, prosperity. They didn't want them to prosper and have wealth.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A lot of things were taken or burnt to the ground because if I couldn't have it, you can't have it.
You can sort of relate that to the movie too, because like the main vampire, who is a white guy, like from Ireland, probably centuries old.
Yes.
And he's there to like turn everybody.
Yes.
And there's a point in the movie where he had bitten a bunch of people that were there, and he'd come to the door and he was talking about how we could all just be one big happy family, and we can all live in heaven on earth or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, and they didn't invite him in, at least not at that point. They didn't want to accept his offer.
Right, exactly.
That is sort of like gentrification also, in a sense. Because at the end of the day, yeah, we might live this harmonious life together, but he's still the one leading it and in control.
Yes.
While they're just sort of his lackeys.
They're following behind.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, it's all about being in harmony. You remember when he was talking about that in the film? Like everything is in harmony, and everybody is together, and there's love and all of this. But underneath it is something that is sinister.
Yeah.
So it's not, we're talking, like that's what it's to have control.
Yeah.
Not for the good of anybody else.
No, it's for selfish, evil reasons.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And so you can kind of accommodate that, or you can parallel that with gentrification that happens in all the time.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think gentrification is always just 100% bad thing.
I don't either.
But I think a lot of times they're not just doing it to make a community better.
No. They want to make money.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to drive out. They want to, but the problem, I think, in certain circumstances with gentrification is that they are not. What are you doing to the people that's driving out of the community? That's the problem, because where are they going?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that they're not buying out of their homes.
Yeah, they're just kicking them out.
They're just kicking them out. Yeah. So what are you doing to help them?
Yeah.
That's always the question, So that's the problem that I have with gentrification. I think it's great whenever you want to fix up a place and you want to help people in the community, but you help all of the people. You can't just decide who you want to be there and who is not worthy to be there. And there are people that are.
Well, I think they feel like that, especially in like an all black neighborhood or an all Latino neighborhood or something.
Yes, absolutely.
They probably feel like a lot of minorities being there to them lowers the property value.
Yes.
Which I don't want to say, I don't think that's strictly true, but I think most of the time a neighborhood that's mostly minorities, you're not going to have a lot of white people with money coming in wanting to move there.
That's very true. Yes, that's very true.
I'm sure that's the reasoning most of the time why they're kicking all these minorities out.
Yes. Yeah, that's very true.
Which is a terrible it's a terrible thing.
Well, it is, but it's just, people have, and then people have a right to live. Every person, despite their race, has a right to live in a nice place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They don't have to live in a shack.
No.
And if you don't want it's just, it's not right. It's just not, it's not okay with me. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But I do believe that there are parallels in that film to gentrification. I think that's a great point to bring up. But yeah, overall, like, I really did. I love the fact that they also had Buddy Guy in the film.
Yeah.
And just, yeah, it was just great.
It was really good.
The music was fantastic.
The score for that film is so good.
Fantastic.
So good.
If you have not seen that movie, you need to go see that movie.
Yeah.
Like, that is a must see. Yeah.
I think it's
great.
I think it's an instant classic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In my opinion.
Oh yeah, it is.
If it's not an instant classic, it's gonna be a classic for sure.
Oh yeah.
People will look at it as a classic, I think.
Yeah.
Especially with it being his first original film.
Yeah.
And this is what he does. Like, I'm excited to see like what he does next. Yeah.
I know, me too. I am too. And it's it's definitely the fact that he is actually owning all of the rights to the film too. I'm like, hell yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah.
Like, he owns everything to it, and he should.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're putting in the work for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he needed. Yeah, he wrote that. I mean, other people helped him with the film, but yeah, I mean, he deserves to have the rights to that movie. Absolutely. That's him. That came from his brain, honey.
Mm-hmm.
He came up with that. So yeah, creative genius, Ryan. Creative.
Yeah,
genius.
Great movie.
That's fantastic. So I would give it a 10 out of 10.
Me too.
I would. It is great.
11. I'm gonna
11.
I'm gonna go see it again. I think.
I definitely want to go see it again. I want to go see it again. I wanted Johnny to go. I want Johnny to go see it with me, but Johnny's gonna be like, I don't understand what's happening. He'll ask me questions throughout the movie because he'll probably end up falling asleep.
Yeah, that was the first time in a while I haven't fallen asleep in the movie.
I know. That's probably how I saw the girl twerking, because I was probably watching to see if Tristan fell asleep, because we went to go see like the one of the Planet of the Apes films, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
And you fell asleep on that movie.
Yeah, most of the time I like at some point I'm
Tristan
not
falls
fully
asleep.
falling. No, I'm not fully falling asleep, but
Falls asleep.
I'm resting my eyes at
No,
some
you're
point
not. You're
most of the
asleep.
time.
You're not resting your eyes. You're
No,
asleep.
that's. And I'm not fully falling asleep, but I will nod off.
He falls asleep. You fall asleep. Just say it. You fall asleep.
Well, yeah, it's hard not to. So
Okay, then.
when you're in a comfortable chair in a dark room and
You fall asleep just like my baby here on my lap. I can't move my legs.
yeah.
Look, she's just right here. I can't move my legs. I can't move my body. I can't do anything.
Oh well,
She misses her daddy.
she's all right.
By the time this airs, Johnny will be back. But yeah, she misses him. So
Yeah, but it was you have to go see the movie.
absolutely, our recommendation
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, and I hope that I want to see more movies in that time period too, and in that setting.
Yeah, I think it's to where it's not so much focused on like there was some racial undertones in that.
Yeah, but it wasn't
course.
all about
But it
that.
wasn't all about it. You had it like at the beginning of the film and then like at the end. The most of it was all focused on the brothers and the people within their getting the juke joint set up and like getting prepared for that night. But it was nothing about. It was like at the beginning and then like at the end, and it all kind of
the whole
it all
movie
came
wasn't
together.
about like making black people look like second class.
No, it really was
which
not.
is what a lot of movies show. That's like a big theme in a lot of movies set in that time period, and especially in the South.
And it was not, and that's what and I think that Ryan was really trying to get away from that.
Yeah,
by making it in that time period, and it was really about the characters themselves, and I think the relationship between the characters with the brothers and just and how everybody has come together. That's what it was really, and then some scary stuff in there too. Yeah. So that's what I loved about it. Yeah, it was great. I loved it all the way around.
It was really good.
Awesome. So that's our review of The Sinners. I know you also, Tristan, wanted to talk about something else that's trending with Shannon Sharpe. Now, this dude seems to be in the news a lot.
Yeah.
And it's always something. Well, I know it's from people that were on his show, of course. Yeah. But here lately, like the last couple of times he's been in the news, it's been over some sort of scandal. The first has been a couple of tapes. First, there was the sex tape with whoever,
Michelle.
Yeah, and now it's this lawsuit or whatever that's happening with this 20-something-year-old girl, woman, and take it from here because that's about all I know. So what's going on?
Recently, I don't know what day the suit was filed, but. Basically, Shannon Sharpe is being sued. I don't know. I gotta pull up.
See, I don't even know. I don't know what's going on with this.
I gotta pull up her name. It's like Gabby or something. Let me see here.
It's just ridiculous. I don't even know what else to say about it. I know a little bit. Like from what you played me earlier, like there were text messages between the two, and then I heard that like she's suing him for $50 million or 25 or I don't know. And
I think it was she sued him for $50 million.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I can't find her name anywhere because when they first put the suit out. It's a civil complaint, and she was a Jane Doe, but he actually exposed her name.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I guess I don't know why he did that. I don't know if that helps him in any way. Maybe it does.
But why would you? I mean, maybe he's thinking, well, if you're going to bring this suit against me. If you want to put out this and put out that, then let's just put it all out there. Mm-hmm. That's probably what he's thinking. May not be the smartest move, but it's probably what he's thinking.
In the suit filed in a Las Vegas district court, Jane Doe, I think her name's
Las
Gabby or something. I gotta
Vegas.
find her name. Accuses the popular host of the Club Shay Shay podcast of manipulating and controlling the plaintiff during a nearly 2-year period that started in 2023 as a consensual relationship when the woman was 20 years old. The civil complaint alleges that Shannon violently sexually assaulted and anally raped plaintiff, Jesus, in October 2024 and again in January of this year in Las Vegas, Nevada, blatantly ignoring her requests for him to stop.
So she's suing him for rape.
Yeah.
So, so why would you sue somebody for rape instead of just bringing criminal charges?
Well, I think it is more difficult to prove in a criminal court of law. I think that's part of the reason why some women take that route.
No, stop the press. Stop the press. So, first of all, I'm going to stop because if you felt like you were being violated and raped, I'm just talking about the rape part. So, if a woman is raped, at that moment, if you tell somebody no,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this, and they keep doing it and they're violently doing it, and you've been raped, as soon as that's over, I'm going to the police station and I'm filing a rape charge.
Yeah.
That's rape. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like he wasn't like assaulting her. I'm not in any way saying that. I don't know. I wasn't in a room with them. I don't know. Okay. I'm just saying, if you are in that much mental turmoil and emotional and you know that you've been raped by somebody, you are going to go and report it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're just going to. You will. I mean, you're going to do that. Why would you go back again and be raped again?
Well, I think so. Apparently, this was a consensual relationship, right?
Okay.
At least it apparently started that way, and I guess they both consented to this sort of. They're into like BDSM or whatever.
Okay.
Like,
so she's into masochism. So she probably and he probably does too. They're into some freaky stuff.
So the girl's name is Gabriella Zuniga.
Okay.
Is her name. And she is an OnlyFans model. Which means she does this for a living. You know what I mean.
Oh my gosh. I know, like, I just don't have the tolerance for this stuff.
For what?
I'm sorry. I just don't. This is so stupid.
What's stupid
I'm just telling you how I feel. Like, this is, you are a grown ass man
mm-hmm.
and you are out here messing with some 20-year-old girls.
Yeah.
And, they are not fully mentally they are not a grown woman. Okay. They are still a child.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you really want to have, there's all kinds of prostitutes out there, prostitutes, old hoes that you can go do some BDSM with.
But apparently,
I'm just saying, like,
I think he was paying her. There was a text message that said something like $50K, $25K per cheek.
I know, 25,000 per cheek. I read it.
Yeah.
And then these young girls want to have money without working so bad, or they want to be famous so bad without working, for it. And they get caught up with stuff like this. And then they try to extort and blackmail and trap these celebrities or these men with money. And these men they just want a piece of booty so bad from a young chick.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what they get caught up with.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I believe Cat Williams was messing with Shannon Sharpe.
Yeah.
And he told him, I don't mess with no young white girls. He said, because they'll get you in trouble over a weekend.
Mm-hmm. So do you think
Over a few years. I mean, the same thing. I mean, it's just,
do you think he sort of
Just-
did this to himself? Let's say he didn't
yeah.
do any wrongdoing.
Yeah, he did.
I'm not
He did
I'm not gonna say he did or he didn't, but do you think he sort of did this to himself?
Yeah, he did, because he put himself in this position.
Yeah.
So whatever he gets, he gets.
There's been
I mean, she gets what she gets, and they are both consensual. They both did this. Whatever. It just just who cares? Who cares? There's people dying in this world. It just makes me mad.
yeah.
Like, you know what? Keep it in your pants, dude. Or go find you a woman who's got her stuff together and quit being an old hoe. Because that's what he's being, an old hoe.
Yeah.
That's it. And then he's like, oh my gosh, she's suing me. Well, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
What did you think was going to happen?
Do you think
Golly.
do you think it's predatory because he's so much older than her and that they met when she was 19, which I guess is legally an adult, of course, but a lot of people have an issue with that. With the fact that he met her at 19 and they had this relationship for a couple of years.
I mean, it could be predatory, but I mean,
I'm saying people think it's predatory based off of their ages.
Oh, come on. He took a book out of Bill Belichick's, he took a play out of Bill Belichick's book. Look how old that dude is. 75, 80 years old with a 20-something-year-old girl.
I think he's 70 something.
Come
He's like
on.
72 and
This
his
girl's
girlfriend's 24.
Like 24. She out there just spending his money out there with his girlfriends, and she probably got something on the side. Come on. It's just stupid. Of course it's predatory, but they just want somebody young they just want somebody young. That's all. And you know why? It could be a control thing. They don't want an older woman or a woman their age that's going to challenge them and not put up with their crap.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. It's immaturity on the man's part. That's all that is.
Yeah.
That's all that is. That's insecurity. That's some insecure men.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Could be.
It sounds like insecurity to me.
Yeah.
Any man that is over the age of 55 that is with a woman 30-something years younger than he has got some insecurity somewhere. You've got some trust issues and you've got some insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
You need somebody to make you feel some kind of way.
Yeah.
Or you've got some control issues, or you're a narcissist. There's something wrong with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's
some issues there.
There's another big thing that people had an issue with was that it seems like they were doing some sort of race play. A lot of people are mad just because the girl's white and she's saying things like, I want you to put a big black baby in me and stuff like that. Just crazy stuff.
It's giving me a headache.
But a lot of people,
because I'm over it.
A lot of people are mad about that. That he's like sort of condoning that.
I don't care. He put himself in that position, dude.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say? I mean, it is what it is. I just hate it. I hate the whole story. It's so stupid. It really is. It just makes me mad.
It is interesting, though, that this happened just a couple days after there was a rumor going around that he was about to sign $100 million, or he was negotiating $100 million podcast deal or something.
Yeah. They're like, oop, nope, you can't get that now because you're a rapist.
Yeah.
But once again, you probably self-sabotage, you know what I'm saying? Because you out there messing with... Just ridiculous.
Yeah, he sort of set himself up.
Oh yeah, he did this to himself.
I mean, the way he was talking, even the way they were talking on the phone, especially someone like that who's 20, 21, 22 years old and is doing OnlyFans,
come on.
she's she's not just in this for you. Like she wants
money.
the money. So
She wants money.
When you're dealing with
she wants
someone,
fame.
when you're dealing with someone like that, you should be cognizant of like, oh, maybe she's recording these conversations, or you know what I'm saying, which she obviously did.
Yeah,
You know?
I know. But see, he's thinking with the wrong head. That's the problem.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
He did. I mean, no, that's what I'm saying. People can be smart and very intelligent and know how to make money and moves and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't grow up or they weren't taught common sense.
Yeah.
They just weren't taught it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not born with common sense. It has to be taught to us by our family, by our parents. And our family, and he obviously was not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are you just saying?
Or he's just, I think what it probably is that he's dealt with a lot of women like this before, and there was never an issue before. So he just, he's not thinking about like, oh, she's trying to set me up. Because I'm sure this is not the first young white OnlyFans model that he's been with.
Oh my gosh. Why do people need to get off the OnlyFans stuff?
What do you mean?
This is the problem. This is the problem.
What's the problem?
With people.
What's the problem?
You can go and meet a nice girl. Why do people try to meet people on OnlyFans? I don't understand.
I'm saying he probably was. Well, no, actually, he met her at the gym, I think. But he could be lying about that. It's probably more likely that he just was scrolling on Instagram and saw her and met her that way. He said that they met at the gym, but
it's the same thing whenever people are just meeting people online. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who you're meeting. It's just, I just don't understand. I just don't understand. I mean, maybe I'm just older, and I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
This OnlyFans crap is for the birds.
For the birds?
It's for the birds.
I don't know.
It's nonsense. And it's stupid, and it's not safe, and it's just,
I wouldn't say
it's a scam.
I wouldn't say that.
Come on, man. I would not want you to be dating or bring home any girl that is an OnlyFans model.
Well, no, I wouldn't. No.
Exactly.
But he wasn't dating her. He wasn't bringing her home to his mom or to meet his family or anything.
She's suing him for $50 million.
Yeah.
And ruining his reputation and things he's worked for.
Yeah.
So it's even worse for him.
Yeah.
I mean, what integrity do you have? You know what I'm saying? It goes deeper than materialistic things. Money, he can make money again. You know what I'm saying? That he's got money, he could pay her off, whatever,
No, but this whole thing
he needs to take a long, hard look within himself is what he needs to do. And figure out what's wrong with him. Because the fact that you need to be messing with girls like that.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't, believe me, he ain't gonna learn nothing from this until he looks inside, for real. Seriously.
No, I think he'll learn.
No.
I think he'll learn from this.
No, he won't.
Maybe.
I hope, but I don't know.
Because there was something else that he was getting flack for too. I don't know if you saw this, but apparently, when he was like working at Fox Sports, him and this female colleague, I guess, that worked there, I guess he like choked her, like,
oh my god.
But they were like you play like you like play fight or play wrestle with someone. I guess he like choked her like they were playing. But I think she might have sued him for it.
So here's the thing. If you're a black man who is like over 6 feet, you don't ever play choke no woman. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic.
Okay, yeah. There's another woman accuses Shannon Sharpe of sex assault in defamation lawsuit.
Yeah, he ain't learned his lesson.
A woman suing Shannon Sharpe for alleged defamation also alleges in the complaint that the NFL Hall of Famer sexually assaulted her in 2010.
Mm-mm.
Oh, but that suit was filed in 2023.
Oh my Lord.
Okay.
So everybody coming after his money. So Shannon Sharpe, stay home. That's your lesson. That's your advice, Shannon Sharpe. Stay home. You know, I mean, dude. It's,
Okay, so I didn't know, but I think that the
oh
Fox
my
Sports
Lord.
thing was a different thing. I think that was a different thing. This is from somebody who's saying that another woman that's saying that she was raped by him.
No,
It's crazy.
it's just trying to extort money off his ass. I'm just saying, if you are raped by somebody, you go and report that.
No, but I think a lot of women might be afraid. A lot of women might be
No,
afraid.
no, that's a lie. I mean, yeah, some women may be afraid if they threaten their lives.
Especially if it's from a man, a powerful person with a lot of money and a lot of influence, you know.
So I'm not going to go report that this is what it is. I'm just going to go sue him, and then I'm going to file the suit years later. Makes you just look like a gold digger that's after his money.
Yeah, but
That's what it is. It's a civil suit. And then it's just like, okay, just pay me. And then it's okay if you raped me. I'll just forget about it. I just want your money.
Yeah, but you could say the same thing about Cassie and Puff, but I don't know for sure that Puff raped Cassie, but we later saw a video of him
He beat her.
hitting and abusing her, and
absolutely.
that's years later after that
Absolutely.
after that incident that she's
Yeah, but you don't know if
accusing
he was holding her at gunpoint or what he was doing up in there, because he was just cuckoo. He is psychopathic.
I'm just saying,
crazy.
I think it's possible that that people, that a lot of women are just afraid, and it's easier to do things civilly than through a criminal court. So.
I agree. I think you're right. You make a good point. You're right. And the reason why that is because the court system is so jacked up and it doesn't believe the woman.
Yeah.
Or, they just let the guy go.
Mm-hmm.
Because the women don't have faith in the system. It's not that they probably don't want to report it. It's just that they're not going to be believed by them.
Yeah.
They'll be like, well, why didn't you go there? And why you did that? I mean, the woman gets questioned more than the man does.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's probably why. I agree with that. Yeah. I'm just frustrated with this whole topic. It just pisses me off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't use that language. But it just makes me mad. I'm so frustrated because, like, this is what people talk about. Like, oh my gosh. It's just like, it just gets on my nerves.
Well, I just hope that justice is served. Whoever is supposed to be served the justice, hopefully it's served to them.
I don't care who it serves. I really don't, because they're both at fault.
Yeah, for sure.
These are two consenting adults that did consensual sexual acts.
But a lot of people would say that maybe it was consensual at the time, but then
I asked you not to do this and you did it anyway. Oh my gosh, you raped me. Okay. Well, I mean, it's like, but why'd you keep going back?
Yeah.
Why'd you keep going back? I'm sorry. If some man hurts me, I have been hurt by people in the past. I did not go back around these people.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care what they had. I didn't go back around them.
Yeah.
You don't go back around people that hurt you.
Yeah, but the whole thing could have. She went back because she knows that she's got him trapped in a lawsuit, which obviously she does.
So
now.
She had to plan from the beginning. Then she had to plan from the beginning.
I think that's entirely possible.
And so she knew what she was doing. So she's not a victim then.
Yeah, I think that
That's
I think both things could be true. I think maybe he did assault her, right? But maybe that was her plan all along.
He could have assaulted her once he found out.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we don't know. We don't know what was going on behind closed doors. You have a leaked audio tape here, then you have a leaked audio text, or you have a leaked text here. There's so many holes you can fill in. You know, nobody knows the true story. We don't. We're just sitting here speculating. You know what I'm saying? But if she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna keep going back to trap him and get more evidence and get more evidence," her lawyer could have put her up to, "You need to go back and get more evidence so we can sue him." You know, anything. There's a lot of dirty lawyers out there that do stuff and put their clients up to doing stuff. And
well, the lawyer that's bringing this suit is notoriously an ambulance chaser, as he's been called.
Absolutely. So if he's like that, then he gonna put her up to it, and she's gonna tape him, she's gonna meet him, and she's gonna be, she's gonna do all kinds of stuff, because the more money he can get out of her, the more money for him. The lawyer, Yeah. So, but I'm just saying, my point is when people hurt you and you're not married to them and you're not in a relationship off and on or whatever, you're not going to keep going back. You're not going to keep going back to people that hurt you. At least I don't. I wouldn't.
A lot of people do.
I would not. I was the type of person, I did not go back to people who would physically harm me. I didn't, because I was scared of them.
Yeah.
And if you're scared of somebody, you don't go back to them.
They might be, but a lot of people might be even more scared to leave, because then once they leave, I'm saying they could be in a situation where once they leave, it'll be even worse.
But if you're not living with an individual, and they have harmed you, like you have your own space, right? And you're not living with somebody, you're not married to them, and they harmed you, I'm not going to go back to your place so you can harm me again.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put myself in that situation. The fact of the matter is that this girl was hurt by him once, and then she went back. And it's not like it happened one time and then, she never went back. No, she went back again, and it happened again. So you knew what you was doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's entirely possible.
She knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah.
And the more evidence she could get, the more money she could get out of him when she brought her suit. So, people are like, well, she's a woman and you're a woman, you should feel sorry for her. No, I don't have to. I don't have to feel sorry for him either, because he put himself in that position.
Yeah.
The thing is, we always have to be careful about who we associate with. You know what I'm saying? So if you get, and I've always told you, if you get a kind of an inkling, you need to, as we call them, your spidey senses. So if something is off about a person and you feel it, you probably don't need to be around that person. There's probably something off about them.
Yeah.
You ever met somebody and you're like,
Yeah, for sure.
Something just is off.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but maybe I shouldn't go around you, or maybe I shouldn't tell you something or whatever. Listen to that, and I'm sure that there was plenty of red flags that he saw, but like I said, he was thinking with the wrong head. That's all that was.
Yeah.
And it got him into a situation many, many times. So will Shannon Sharpe learn his lesson? We don't know.
Who knows? We'll see.
That's a good question for a lot of you people out there to think about.
I think if she takes all his money, he'll learn. He'll definitely
He'll be broke, and then he'll be writing his tell-all book.
Yeah.
He'll get a book deal out of it. He'll be fine.
Well, I don't know. If
I won't have. He'll still have.
That'll be like the OJ If I Did It book.
He'll still have his podcast. He'll be fine, because then he'll talk about it. He'll get an interview. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't feel sorry for rich people who lose half their money because of stupid decisions.
It's his own doing.
It's your own doing. You self-sabotaged. It's your fault. I don't feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
Sorry if I sound cold-hearted, but I don't think I am.
No. Yeah.
That's just basic common sense.
For sure.
I mean, come on. That's black and white, man. I mean, people wouldn't feel sorry for me if I did something like that. They'd be like, well, fool, that's your fault.
Yeah.
That's what they would say. It'd be like the same thing if I had my check and I went and I gambled all my money away. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm broke. Well, you shouldn't have went and gambled all your money away. Stupid choices.
Yeah. And now he's possibly gambled his whole career away.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think he might be permanently leaving ESPN after this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
everything that you have worked for over a piece of booty.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
It's happened since the beginning of time.
I know.
Men will never learn.
Men will never. That's what I'm saying. Has Shannon Sharpe learned his lesson? To be continued, because we still don't know. It's hard to tell. We just don't know. It's just, yeah. Oh my gosh. Man.
Well, yeah, whatever happens will happen, and
I know. Why do you?
I'll be paying attention to it for sure.
I don't even care. They'll be like, Shannon Sharpe lost all his money. Well, okay, knew that was gonna happen. He was told on his, he was warned by Monique on his podcast, and Cat Williams told him, man, you leave them women alone.
Yeah.
You know, it's just always be careful. And that just kind of goes, this is just a broad point. You know, just be careful who you surround yourself with, especially nowadays. You really do. I always tell people, you know, keep your circle small, man.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need a lot of friends. You need maybe one or two good friends outside the family. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You don't need a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
You have a lot of people. Sometimes they just bring a whole lot of chaos that's no good for you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? So, yeah, You notice I don't have no friends. I have 2 friends. No, 3 friends. I have 3 friends in my life. And I'm grateful for them.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for them. And that's all I need in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't bring no chaos. And you know, I'm just, it's just, but I used to have a lot of chaos in my life.
Yeah.
Because I was around a lot of people that brought that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think typically there's going to be chaos if especially if you're paying them to be your friend.
If you're paying people to bring it, if you notice that if you have a lot of money and you just have people around you, you know, that's probably one of the hardest things about being a celebrity.
Just having a lot of money.
Or just having a lot of money. I mean, but that's the thing is like, I think sometimes people want to be accepted so bad or they just want to be liked and just be a part of a circle. Especially if you have money and you're around other people that have a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be a part of that social circle. You know, the thing is like, yeah, it'd be great. But the one thing I've always recognized that the older I get is like, it does not matter. It really don't. Because you always have to ask yourself, what are you bringing to my life that is worth some substance?
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, people can have all the money in the world, but what are that individual's values, and how are you making my life better?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you have to really look at people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because some people just don't want to do you dirty, and they don't care anything about you.
Nope. They just want that cheddar.
They just want that cheddar. Even if you ain't got a lot of money, people will do that to you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They'll just take whatever they can get from you.
Yeah.
They'll take your shoes. You had somebody steal your Timberlands when you was in high school.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the people don't care. If you've got anything more than what they have, they'll take it from you.
Yeah.
And it don't matter. So I'm just always...
They're vampires, like sinners.
Exactly.
They're vampires.
Some people are emotional vampires. You got to watch them too, because they'll drain you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's probably why I don't have a whole lot of friends. And that's okay. But I like people. And I like to meet new people. I do. And I can be naive sometimes. And I always want to see the best in people. But this celebrity stuff, it just drives me crazy.
Listen, prayers to everyone involved. I'm sure it'll be resolved.
Oh, I'm sure.
Soon.
Yeah. I'm sure it will. So, but it was a great conversation anyway.
Yeah.
But you're just, who cares? I just want to be here with my dog in my lap, who's been passing gas on my lap.
Ew, are you serious?
Of course. Don't you know dogs pass gas?
Look at her. Just farting.
On me this whole time. And she's like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, and I was just like, smell something. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Ew. Just like you.
We all do it. What's that story? It's a book. Everybody poops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So she had to toot a little bit, but this is the first time she's laid in here. She likes these chairs too.
Oh, I'm sure.
So yeah, but anyway, I guess we'll wrap up. So unless you have anything that you would like to say.
No. Go watch Sinners for sure.
Amazing.
While
Yes.
it's still in theaters, watch it on the biggest screen possible that you can. Watch it in the IMAX if you can. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
That's what we saw it in, was the IMAX.
Yeah.
Mom complained about the seats in the IMAX. Even though I was like, those IMAX seats were a lot better than the old IMAX seats used to be, because they used to not recline at all.
Yeah.
So those were a lot better. And then Tristan, I figured out, because Tristan will be 25 this year. So, my gosh, you're almost going to be 30. Oh, my Lord.
Don't say that.
Oh, my gosh. The older you get, the older I get. Okay. So as we're going into the movie, to the IMAX theater, to the movie theater.
Oh, my God.
So, of course, we go on Friday night down to St. Augustine, Florida. So, Tristan, this is how I know my son is getting older. Oh. So then he's like, oh my gosh. He's like, we've come to the theater. He's like, all these kids. He's like, all these kids are here.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. Like, to me, you're still a kid, you know? Like, you're still a kid.
Uh-huh.
And you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, but there's also kids to... And what it is, because we went on a Friday night... So there's gonna be a lot of teenagers and younger people at the movie theater on a Friday night. So, and I go to the movies. I go to the movies a lot with my girlfriend. We always go during the week. There's nobody there, or if there are people there, they're older people.
It was pretty funny,
right? So it's like, oh my God, all these freaking teenagers running
He's
around.
like, oh, these freaking teenagers
giggling, and you know.
You used to be one of them.
I know. So were you.
I used to be one too.
We all were. I'm just saying.
Loud.
I'm just saying now I prefer it not be that way where I go.
and then, oh my gosh, he's gonna be so much like me. And then this is how you're like me and your grandmother, whether you like it or not. And then when we get into the theater, he was like, they didn't even clean in here.
Well, no, that was crazy.
He was like,
that was crazy.
There's popcorn in the seats. He was like, and then I'm like, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I said, there's a napkin on the floor. He's like, I know, it was in your seat. I had to.
Well, that was insane. They just didn't clean the theater at all. Like, there was a couple seats down. There was still a popcorn bucket and cups. And yeah, it was a mess. They didn't clean the theater at all. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I've never seen anything like that.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny. I was just cracking up laughing. I was just like, oh my gosh, you have turned into me. He has turned into me. Oh, I love it.
So. I guess so. Whatever.
I just can't wait, because the older you get, the more you're going to complain.
That's not true.
It's going to be wonderful. Oh, just wait. Just wait. It's going to be fun. So.
Whatever.
But anyway, we'll wrap it up. So yes, please go see Sinners. And Shannon Sharpe, I wish you the best, man. Okay. So just remember you can catch our podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, on YouTube, and
Apple Podcast
as well.
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube.
Yes, please.
Share it.
Yes, please. And then we also have our Instagram page, which is Tay and Tristan _podcast. And then I'm also posting content on my personal Instagram page, which is Shantae B _46. And that's it. And then also, just want to let you guys know that the website is still up, but I've made some changes, and the website is currently down right now. So, until further notice. So, just letting everybody know that. So there's nothing that's going to be updated or new on there for a while. So I probably will remove that link. From YouTube. So I'm making some changes on the YouTube channel as well. So just to give an update on that. And then also Tristan is working on the TikTok page. So so it is Sunday, April 27th. Today is when we're recording. Tristan said he would have the TikTok page up.
No, I didn't say that. I said it would be done by the end of the month. That's what I said.
You have
There's still
got
4 days. Or
4
whatever,
days.
right? How many days are in April?
30, I think.
I have to look. Yeah, there's 30.
He has 3 days.
Yeah.
To get this done. So I'm trying to, we're trying to focus more on the TikTok page, YouTube and Instagram. So, we still have the domain for the tayandtristan.com, but the website is, I'm not doing the website right now. So it's a lot of work and I just don't have the time to update the website as much as I would like to right now. So we're not going to be doing any more updates on that until further notice.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work.
Just watch the show, guys.
Don't worry about anything else. I know it was, but I'm just giving you guys updates on it.
Yeah.
Tristan doesn't like for when I do this.
It's fine. No, it's fine.
But I just, just make sure that you're watching our podcast on our YouTube channel. Like you said, subscribe, share it. We love to hear your comments, and I always check the comments on the YouTube. When I get it, and I also respond to the comments when they're on there personally. So I love that interaction. And then just listen to our podcast on Spotify and iHeartRadio. We're also on Amazon Music, if anybody uses that.
Nobody uses that.
But you don't know. And yeah, so just all of our streaming platforms, just listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for watching.
Episode 51 of the Tay and Tristan Hour.
Good night.
Good night.